Let's bring in CTV's David Molko now. He's in Agassiz, BC. David, good to see you. It's been a very long several days for people. Give us the latest here on what's happening where you are.
Yeah, day 4, if you can believe it, right? Those torrential rains Sunday, if we count that at day 0, those chopper rescues day 1. Incredible when you think about it. I'm happy to report this morning that we are starting to see the beginnings, and when I say beginnings, I mean like a little sliver of normalcy. And by that, I mean right here behind me, headed left, we're seeing this open, drivers turning left. This is the only link between the Chilliwack-Agassiz area, again, an hour and a half east of Vancouver, been cut off since Monday afternoon. The only link between here and Vancouver. It is essential traffic only. It is alternating traffic. We were out here last night. There was a backup 10 plus kilometers all the way down this road. People sleeping in their cars, people sleeping in their trucks, trying to get through, trying to get home, trying to bring supplies through. The road the other way towards the City of Hope, the one where we had all those slides, that was thankfully open yesterday. They were able to sort of do an emergency evacuation of people who had been stuck there for 3 or 4 days to bring them to this point, to get them closer to where they need to go. The other thing I want to talk about, Angie, we're going to carry on here and move the camera around, are supply chain issues. Because I'm standing right now on this corner in this gas station, which unfortunately, like so many others, has zero gas. On the way from Chilliwack, about 20 kilometers away to where we stayed last night, kind of in this area, past 10, 11 service stations, no gas, few supplies. I walked inside a few minutes ago. There's no dairy, no eggs, none of that sort of stuff. Plenty of Gatorade, thankfully, plenty of coffee to keep people going. Last night, we were also able to pick dinner up to go. The restaurant somehow was open. There's one here as well. We're going to check and see if they actually have eggs or anything like that. But they had a huge whiteboard out front in the lobby of the restaurant that said, no milk, no chicken, very few vegetables.
Yeah, my goodness. And we know I mean, and the BC has just been dealing with so much over the last few months. And we knew with these floods, of course, the alarm bells were going off. What is it going to mean in terms of supplies and people being able to get those essential items that they're going to need? There is some help that is coming. Help is on the way. We know that some military personnel have landed in BC. But we're going to get more information, but give us a sense of what you know so far in terms of what the military is going to be doing, in terms of how long they stay as well. Probably there's no timeline on that yet.
Yeah, you know, it's just ramping up here, and I think once the light comes up again and we get a sense on that flood zone in the Sumas Prairie between Chilliwack and Abbotsford, those 1,100 homes, those 3,000 people or so who've been pushed out of their farms. And let's face it, I mean, some people have lost their lives and livelihoods. You know, this farmer Ed Mulder that we profiled on Tuesday, he sent me some photos late last night, and his farm, his 15,000 chickens were under what looked like 2 meters of water, unfortunately, there. But in terms of the military, we have reports that a Hercules has moved from Ontario over to Alberta and on its way, obviously a transport carrier there. Choppers sort of making their way into the zone here. They're going to be doing surveillance. They're going to be doing rescues if necessary, though. From what we're hearing, the sort of evacuation rescue phase is winding down, which is incredibly good news to report. And we're talking about essentially finding safe ways in, opening up the supply chains and so on. But I got to tell you, Angie, despite all of this, despite the sort of supply chain issues and the fact that the roads have been impassable and we've been on an island essentially here for 4 days, people are in good spirits. They're still smiling. I mean, they just came and flicked the lights on in the cafe. That's a good sign, right? I was talking to the clerk at the hotel last night. Thankfully, you know, we've got a warm bed to stay in. We've had offers from people across the community. To all of them, thank you to people who've welcomed complete strangers into their home. On behalf of all of those folks out there, I just want to say a general thank you, because people here are feeling grateful. But I talked to the clerk at the hotel and I sort of said, you know, why does it take a natural disaster like this to bring out the best in humanity? And I think her name was Kim. She said, David, we all have it in us. It just takes something like this to enlighten us.
Yeah,
Angie?
You know what? I know that you're absolutely right. And in the midst of we're talking about great devastation, and then we don't know how long this is going to go on until. And again, the region has dealt with so much, and we're in the middle of a pandemic. People's hearts just get so much bigger to help each other out. It's the Canadian way. CTV's David Molko for us in Agassiz, BC. David, stay safe and well. A big thank you to you and the crew as well. Our team's been just phenomenal out there. Thanks, David.